Okay, this is a follow-on from the previous video on brakes. Whilst doing the rear brakes that weren't as fucked up as the front ones, I came across these shims. As you can see on the shim, there is a little arrow that says up. Well, on the left-hand side of the car, they were put down. There's a reason there's an arrow that says up. Don't ask me the reason, I haven't got a fucking clue. But if they want up, and that's the reason you put an arrow on it, up, you know, the ladies have it tattooed on the inside of their leg. Up. That's the way it should go. Why? I don't know. I will put my hand up and say I do not know. And if you do, please put it in the comments. Yeah, you don't put up on one side and down on the other. That's not the way it works. So I'll give these a bit of a clean up and then we'll put them back in. At last, the parts have arrived for the Mercedes. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Let's see what we got. Oh, there's the shopping list. Okay, what is here? Ah, that's the exhaust rubber ring. You need that. That's a simple little 2-minute job. Radiator cap, again, another simple little 2-second job. Then we have what should be, tell you what, let's move here a second. Spark plugs. Iridium spark plugs. Obviously 8 of them. Let's have a look at them, shall we? Or at least have a look at one. I think this might be the job we do first. Oh no, that's not true. I'll put the radiator cap on first, that's easy. These are nice iridium plugs. Look at that. And that top should unscrew, and that's what I want it to do. So let me check that. And yeah, look at that, beautiful, beautiful plugs. I love these iridium plugs. Give me a second. Right, yeah, you see these unscrew. That's what you want. You have to be careful, some of these don't unscrew, but we need them to unscrew because that is the connection that these leads use. For the moment I'm just going to put it back on and then we'll do them. We'll get them all set up together. We'll check that none of them have been dropped, and although these things are on, sometimes the monkeys in the factory drop them before they put these on. And so then you end up with a bent tip. So we'll look into that. Right, now this should be, well, this is the rotor. It's the original one, pretty messed up. This one's much nicer. However, I seem to be missing something. I'm going to have to call them the air filter housing mount. There should be 2 of them, unless they put them in this box, which will be an odd thing to do, because this is the distributor cap. No, they didn't. They've forgotten to put them in. Oh, crap. Come on, people. Don't you do your fucking job? Oh, what a surprise. Someone that can't do their fucking job. Competent morons. Definitely not here. I haven't missed it, have I? No. Right, okay, I'm going to have to give them a call. Okay, they haven't crossed it off, but it's still in the invoice. I'm assuming they're going to follow later. I will give them a call. In case you're wondering why I'm replacing the radiator cap, you can see this one is buggered. So that goes in the trash. That ring, well, I can't show you, well, I can show you where it's missing, but what's the point? If you don't believe me now, you never will. The rotor, as I've shown before, that's really in bad shape. I don't see any cracks on it, but it's badly burnt, so that'll be good to get that replaced. I think, as I said, I will do the spark plugs first. We'll get those ready for action, and then we'll get that job done. And there will be preparation on these plugs, as I previously mentioned. I will double check them, and I will then copper grease the threads. This helps prevent them from sticking in the future, but I will show you that. Sorry, I was probably right in the way of, well, maybe you saw it, who knows. And then we'll get it up in the air and slip the ring on. Oh, it looks like a cock ring. Bit small. Okay, enough of that. Don't be disgusting. Okay, there's the 8 plugs now, ready to go in. Taking the tops off because I don't need those. Just put a little bit of copper grease on there. Now it's not all the way around. Obviously, as I screw it in, it will get around the thread, and that will do the job. They are Iridium Denso IW16. Really good plugs, Denso. You don't put auto lights in a Mercedes. Sorry, whoever did it, if you watch my channel, which I very much doubt, those are the worst plugs you can buy. I would not put them in a lawnmower. That's your choice if you want to put them in your lawnmower, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't put them in the leaf blower. I just wouldn't put them in anything. They are the cheapest, nastiest plugs you can buy. Okay, this is the left-hand side of the car. Remarkably, all of these plugs certainly seem to be quite easy to get to. What about the other side, Gary? Well, those 3 are. What about the other one? Not terrible. Might just have to use a short extension on that. Yeah. Look, nice new radiator cap or coolant tank cap. Vorsicht. That is warning. Danger. Überdruck. Cool system. Overdrive? No, Druck. What's Druck? Can't remember. Under pressure. Under pressure coolant system. Kalt Wasser stand. Cold water level. Hey, I do still speak some German. I spoke it when I lived in Germany. Not very well, I grant you, but I did speak it. When in Rome, as they say, do as the Romans do. In other words, when you're in a country of not your birth, speak the language of that country. I am English, but when I try and go to car part stores or somewhere, I use the American terms. I don't call it a silencer, it's a muffler. I don't call it a bonnet, I call it a hood. I try and get and use the right words. Now, fortunately, English and American isn't that far apart, so, you know, I'm easily understood. In fact, quite often they prefer me to speak English rather than American. But I refuse to speak Spanish. I don't have anything against the Spanish or the Mexicans or whatever you want to phrase it as. But if I went to live in Mexico, I would learn Mexican or Spanish, whatever you want to call it. That's what you do when you go to a foreign country. I have a neighbour who I think is either Russian, Ukrainian, something like that. And she speaks English to me. Not very good English, but I don't speak any Ukrainian, and she's living in a country where you speak English. Even though it's America, you speak English. Although I prefer to say you speak American. Right, enough of that prattling. Get on and get these damn plugs out and get them replaced. Get the distributor cap done with the nice new rotor and see if this thing will run any better. What am I waiting for? Oh, I'm waiting for the air filter mounts. Yes, that little beastie there, they forgot to include them. There should be two new ones. Hopefully they'll come soon. Yeah, we're back on this side. I just wanted to add, I'm not going to film me taking out a plug and putting a plug in. I'm sure you can do that. The only thing I would say is that if you're doing this, do them one at a time. That way you won't get the firing order screwed up. A lot of people just think, oh, I'll just undo them all and, you know, throw the leads down there and then I'll put the new ones in and we'll forget about it. Not a good idea. I would recommend you do one at a time. Pull one plug lead off, take one plug out, put new plug in, put lead back on, move on to next one. Simple, huh? Right, then get on and do it. And two more things I forgot to mention. One, get yourself a pair of these if you can. They are a special tool for removing the spark plug wires, or the caps if you like. Okay, don't forget that. Now, and also, when you're taking out a spark plug, try and take note of the angle that the socket is, or the plug is, should I really say. That makes it a lot easier when you're putting the new one back in, if you've got a rough idea of the angle. There you go. And another thing for all you smart Alecs out there that think you know everything. And, oh, changing plugs, that's easy. Well, yeah, it is, but there are certain things you should do. You're looking down the end of a spark plug wire holder here. There's a rubber grommet in there. Put a little dielectric grease on it. Stick it on your finger, shove it in the hole. And also do note that on this Mercedes, the socket is a 13/16. Not one of those piddly little ones. This is one of your real man-size plugs. Now mine's magnetic, so it helps the plug come out with it when I undo it. Right, next. There it is, new rotor in position. Do note, there is a notch in, a pin in there if you want to call it, and a notch there. And I do put a little dielectric grease on the inside here just to make it slip on nice and easy. And there she is. That's that done. Next is a distributor cap without writing. Looks like somebody did it this way up. 3, 4, 8. Oh dear, cute. Well, looking at this, it doesn't agree with the new cap and the numbers on the new cap. Not quite sure what's going on here, so I'm taking a video of everything. And I'm assuming that is a 5, a 7 and a 1 there, and noting that the engaging pin that goes in this slot here is, where are you? Ah, there it is. Excuse me. There by my thumb. And that connector. Well, not connector, you know, the locking down pin. So that's where that goes. It can only go in one place. And as you can see, so if we come away from it here, it says 3, 4 and 8. Now let me bring you over here and let's find that locating pin again there. And as I said, they said 3, 4 and 8, I believe. Excuse me. Oh, 3 was right next to this. 3 is not right next to this, so it should be 3, 4, 8. So this should be 3, that should be 4, that should be 8. It says 2, 1, 5. I'm going to have to get online and look at the firing order. I wonder if something odd has gone on here, or if this cap is numbered wrong. I need to do some research before I put that baby on. Whoa! Yeah, you see, this has all the numbers on it. And 3, 4 and 8 are never next to each other. Maybe that's one of the reasons it's running rough. I'll find out. Well, as we move on to replacing the distributor cap, I'm going to have to check the firing order and also how they number their cylinders. Do they go one side, one the other? Do they go down one side and up the other, or down one side and then down the other, or whatever? I don't know. Everybody does it different. But as you can see, what you're staring at, he says, trying to move it into focus, is the firing order. 154 86372. So that means that wherever 1 is, depending on the rotation of the rotor, the next one it should hit should be number 5, then number 4, then number 8. So it should be 1548. Let's see what I can find. Once I know which is which, and I don't know that yet, so I'm going to mark these leads. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave the marking on or remove it. I may well leave it on, just in case someone in the future needs to know how it's wired and what the firing order sequence is. Alright, I'm not sure who the monkey was that was working on this previously and numbered the leads, but he had no clue what he was doing. Mercedes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jesus Christ. And this guy has, let's see, what did he have? Let's see. For number 1, he had number 4. For number 5, he has number 8. Number 4, he has number 6. Oh my God. 4, he has number 6. It's a complete fucked up mess. Thank God I didn't pay any attention to those numbers. So let me get this distributor cap off, all the wires off. I'll do them one at a time to make sure I put things back where they should be with the correct numbers on the distributor cap. Now, don't get me totally wrong, he does actually have the wires going to the correct point, but the numbers he's put on the distributor cap are totally wrong. Okay, nice new distributor cap on, nice new rotor, leads all marked so that whoever is here next doesn't have the issue. Everything is now correctly marked and ready to rock and roll. However, it didn't improve the running. I really do think They're going to have to check the timing and this injection system. There's something going on there that I just don't have the equipment to fix. So I'm going to tell the customer he can come pick it up tomorrow. The instruments didn't arrive. AZ Auto House, I don't know, didn't put them in, didn't say anything, they're just not there. I've called them, but of course they haven't responded. I will tell the customer he can pick this up tomorrow, pay me for the work that I've done, but not pay me anything for the distributor and the spark plugs, because that's not right. I haven't fixed the problem. Okay, now it's your turn to get out in the garage and do the shit. Or even do some shit. You can do the shit if you like, I guess. I prefer to do some shit. That's it. We're done. Good night, Vienna. This is the last part on this vehicle for this time. Maybe it will come back another day.